hey, if you're going to do some nonsense outside of this, then yeah, you can expect your performance in the facility or on the track to completely go down, and you're not going to get those incremental improvements over time.
Exactly. Exactly. We have an athlete, I actually just spoke to her dad, whose vertical jump just isn't, she's a volleyball player, isn't going up. We're like, why? I've been here. I'm like, well, typically when that happens, what's your recovery looking like outside of here? What's your sleep? What's your nutrition? Maybe we should talk about adding a day. And then to find out that she's actually like doing this whole additional other vertical jump program on her own, like all these plyometrics. And she's doing it when she's like in season. And this last program she was on was like a complete month deload, because she really has 1 month a year that we can just like decrease volume, decrease intensity, because we're seeing like she's not improving, her body's really fatigued, let's get it to recover. Then to find out she's doing all this extra jumping, and then her knee is hurting again. And it's like, it's the same conversation. It's just, you're trying to follow way too many recipes at once. You have to trust the one recipe that you're on. Because you can't have a science experiment and be like, oh, the science experiment has not turned out that I wanted to, but it's because you secretly added something else to the mix and you didn't tell the chemist. And they're like, well, why is this green? Like, why this isn't turning out the way I want to? So it's really the same process. Like, it's so, this athlete means well because she wants to get better. She absolutely wants to get better. But instead, I wish some of the feedback from the parent was more like, okay, should we go another day a week? Should we ask them if they can write something for us to do at home? We have access to weights at home. Or should we focus on like what out? Let's ask them what they recommend. And maybe they'd recommend, hey, this isn't the season to build your vertical. You're in season right now. You have an injury, a severe injury history. So let's make sure you're recovering. What's your sleep like? What's your nutrition like? Because then when we hit winter, then we can really start to drive the needle forward. There's just a season for everything, and you can't do it all at once.
It's so sad. And I've heard those stories so many times. And I just feel like all the athletes who are the least recovered are the ones who get frustrated when a program like isn't working. So then they end up being program hoppers and they start trying all the things that thinking that's what's going to stick and that's what's going to get them results. But what really is going to get them the results is sticking to one program consistently for, I'd say, a minimum at like 2 months, 3 months,
Yeah.
and start there. You don't have to follow like a separate plyometric or vertical jump program. And usually these online plyometric programs, I hate to say it, they're super high volume.
Oh
There's
my
no
God.
progression. They're not bouncy or
No,
twitchy.
no.
And it's more endurance training, I'd
It's just to
say.
make them feel tired and sore
Yeah,
because it makes you feel like you did something. And it's
yeah,
like, but it didn't
exactly.
actually work. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, do jumps for 30 to 60 seconds
Yeah.
straight and then
Yeah.
rest 60 seconds. It's like, wait a minute, I'm totally slowing down. I'm not
Exactly.
twitchy at all. So yeah, that's not going to get you results. And I'll
No.
actually link an episode I did on plyometrics with Carmen Bott talking about this. It's hilarious, but everyone needs to know what true plyometric training is.
Exactly.
Now, coming back to just like the two teams in a season. So some of the solutions we talked about is like look at your schedule, have at least one off day where you do non-impact recovery or some sort of light movement that isn't jogging. Be over prepared with your nutrition, so making sure you're getting enough calories in. And sometimes with that, you have to be very, very prepared and make your meals before the week starts. Otherwise, if you don't have anything ready, then you're going to end up snacking and not having enough or not eating at all. So you have to be prepared with